Growing up, I was always just kind of the guy that wanted to stay inside, watch TV, and that kind of reflected throughout my life up until recently. I've always been the fat kid. Not a whole lot of physical activity. I was active with the JROTC program in high school. That's how I was drawn to the military. It was a lot of fun. Not much physical activity really demanded of us, so it was kind of like basically I would work out once a week. All my family members, if you look at them, we're just big people. We were tall, we were heavy, we were broad shoulders. Everybody was just big in my family. I just thought maybe it was genetics. I was like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to look as I get older. I never really thought about, dieting, exercise, and whatnot actually played a toll on me. I had a client that came into the bank, and he would just drop off several deposits. I got to talking to him one day, and I told him that I used to be in the military. And he was kind of shocked, and I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about going back. And he was like, they won't accept you. He was like, you're gonna have to lose a lot of weight to go back into the military. And he was right, kind of a blatant fact. And I was like, wow, that's really hurtful, but that's very true. And so I kind of felt like he was saying that I will never go back to the military because of the fact that I am so fat. So that was like, challenge accepted. So I joined the military at the end of my junior year in high school. I went to basic training. That was probably the most physically challenging thing I've ever done. It was the most fun I've ever had, and it was very tough. It was physically demanding, it was mentally demanding, and they taught us anything and everything that we needed to know between nutrition, exercise. That was probably the fittest I've ever been. After that, you just go back to life, and you're with family, you're with friends, you go out to eat, you eat, junk food, fast food. You can just easily let yourself go. The weight kind of started just seeping up over those 8 years to the point of actually, I think I weighed 297. It was depressing, it was upsetting, it was my clothes. I always kept telling myself that I was growing out of my clothes, but I wasn't really growing. It was more of a horizontal expanding. That was probably the heaviest and the unhealthiest I have been in my life. So I was like, you know what? I need to change my life. I could always think of this guy now. Like he did me a favor in a way, as mean as it may sound. He gave me the fuel that I needed to kind of push myself back towards the military, or back to getting my life in order. Oh, that guy said I can't go back to the Army, I'm gonna show him. Rival Health came along and proposed kind of a workout challenge. Our employer was completely on board. They were gonna let us go one day every month to either classes or fit-ins, and we get to do this as a team. I met with Pete. It was about 30 of us in the conference room, and we were watching this video. It was a person's life, but it showed their life in two separate screens. And it's all about the two different choices that they make. I'm a full-time employee and I'm a full-time student. I don't have time to go to the gym. Little did I know, I did. It's just a matter of the choices that we make. Whenever I first started, I tried the Rival Health DVDs. I was sucking wind. I may not be able to get up and jump back down and do, squats and whatnot at this pace, but I can still do it. Following the techniques and using those, you can actually still, make a change for yourself. Now I'm still very winded. I'm catching my breath, I feel good, I just aced that, no problem. So after the first month of actually working out, staying steady, and trying to regulate a good diet, I lost 1 pound. And I went from 297 to 296. And let me tell you just how depressing that was. I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like I used to. I could tell a difference in the way I felt. Shirts fit a little bit better, it's not so tight around the neck. I am fitting into pants now that I haven't been able to fit into in 2 years. I gave up on the scale. I was like, the scale is not gonna determine whether or not how healthy I am. It's gonna determine how much I weigh. By using the Rival rating, I'm able to track just how well I'm performing or how well I'm growing as a healthy person. So instead of actually trying to build down a number like your weight, you can try and build up a number with your Rival rating. I've lost about 42 pounds, and I've gone from a 26 to a 95 on my arrival rating. As of next week, I'll be finalizing all my paperwork for going back into the military. I'll be joining back into the Army National Guard, and now I can rub it in that guy's face the next time I see him at the bank. I don't know, maybe pull out my military ID or something, just be like, hey, by the way, I got it back in.